I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Good evening. This is the 260th episode, 260 of the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Christopher H. Bilbrey. As always, producer Kate is at the controls, making sure everything is running smoothly. Just got the check from the grandparents. They're here and watching. And as are all of you, welcome. Hi. Hello, how are you? Hope you're all doing well. Hey, very important, a couple announcements right up here at front, okay? Before we get started, let's just get this out of the way. Do all of the YouTube stuff. Hit the like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done that stuff by now, I don't know what's going on. Get it done. That would be helpful. Thank you. If you're here on another platform, X or TikTok or Facebook, thank you for being here. YouTube is our preferred platform. I did some battling with Rumble last night, and I believe we will be up on Rumble in time for the rainwater town halls this Thursday, so I think that's going smoothly. But if you could do us a favor and do the YouTube stuff, that would help us. That would be fantastic. We are a very interactive show. We like to hear what you've got to say. If you're watching live, please comment over here in the live chat box. If you're watching at a later date, repeat, whatever, please comment down here below. We will get back with you. And above all else, share the show with everyone you know. Hey, a couple of important announcements right up here at the front of the show. Tomorrow, hey, look, Kate amazingly knew how to do that at the same time. She didn't even know it was going to do that. That's amazing. Tomorrow, Tuesday, August 13th. For the last 2 weeks, I have been saying that the 13th was a Wednesday. And I like, it took me until today to realize that today's the 12th. If you're watching this live, that means Tuesday is the 13th of August. The lieutenant governor candidate debate with all three of the candidates. Let's see here. We got it right there. There you go. That will be live streaming tomorrow, and it will be live streaming there at that whatever page you see. However, don't go there. Watch it from our page right here. If you want to hear Micah Beckwith, Terry Gooden, and Tanya Hudson. If you want to hear what those three individuals have to say to each other, have to say about how they're going to help their governor candidate if and when they win. If you want to hear what they're going to do for you, the citizens of Indiana, then you'll want to listen to that debate. It is at 3 p.m. It is an absolute horrible, horrible time. However, we will be live streaming it, which means it can be watched live. But for those of you that will be at work and cannot watch it live, it's YouTube. So you'll be able to click back and watch it at any point that you want, just like these lives. You know, if for the people that don't watch these lives at nighttime, there are a large number of you that watch these the next day or 2 days later. It's the same information. So the main thing is that people listen to these candidates prior to voting in November or prior to voting early. You know, whenever you go to vote, it would be important that you listen to this debate ahead of time. That would be very, very, very important. The governor debates, the governor candidate debates, they will be prime time. They'll be 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Honestly, I mean, it's sad to say. I think that they feel that there won't be a very big draw for the second in command, and it's lieutenant governors are even further back than like a vice president, really, in role and responsibility. And so in a lot of times, a lot of cases, it's honestly just a ceremonial position. They do a lot, and there's a lot of important things, and you know, God forbid something should happen to the governor, they are second in command. So to me, it's important. And I'm hoping to all of you and to a lot of you, it's important. It should be important. For those of us that are, you know, engaging in politics, and for those of you that are out here, you know, learning and getting engaged and finding out, you know, how important this stuff is, it should be very, very important. But yeah, you're right. Alva's correct. It will not be a big draw. It's going to take place at the Indiana State Fair. You know, that's like, who goes to the state fair to listen to a bunch of candidates talk at 3 p.m. You know, you guys are right. None of you are wrong. Let me tell you. You're all absolutely right. It's asinine that they would have it at 3 p.m. I know that people were griping. Let me tell you, when they first started this, Tanya Hudson wasn't even on the debate. She wasn't even part of this. They had Micah and Terry only, and myself and several other people complained, and they finally put her on. They offered her. I think Kate was one of them that complained. Several people wrote emails and said, hey, you know, you might want to give us all three options, please. So remember, for those of you that are listening, for those of you that care about this stuff, tomorrow, 3 p.m., right here. For those of you that cannot watch it at 3 p.m. because you're working, or maybe you work third shift and you're sleeping, or maybe you work second shift would be about 3 p.m. So, you know, whatever you're doing tomorrow, if you cannot watch it, it will be here forevermore and you'll be able to watch it here and get it and do all of that. And of course, we will talk about it a little bit tomorrow night. Tomorrow night in our live episode at 9 p.m., we'll give a little bit of a rundown, maybe watch some of the highlights. So, you will be able to get the bits and pieces that you need if you don't catch it. But I would definitely tell you to watch it. So that is important. Now, the other thing I want to give you guys word of is the big thing for us, and to me, even bigger than the lieutenant governor candidate debate, is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, starting at 7 p.m., the Rainwater Town Hall. This is going to be a big deal. It will be live on YouTube, Facebook, X, Rumble. It will be live on our platforms. It will be live on Rainwater's platforms. It will be live on the Libertarian Party of Indiana's platforms. It will be live on many different various platforms around the state of Indiana and various other libertarian platforms. This is going to be a big deal. Tomorrow, Thursday is going to be the first one. There will be a second one in September and then a second one in October. But the one on Thursday will be our kickoff. If you have questions that you want to submit to have answered, please submit your question to the link on the screen. You can also go directly to the link that is already set up. Make sure that you're in the link for Thursday, August 15th, because all three of the links are up already. So make sure that you go there. You can also submit it there. I would rather not be inundated because of all of the messages already. However, if we get down to the deadline and you have not sent your question or questions to the Rainwater group or to the Rainwater to the link or to our link, you can send them to Kate or I think. Is that what you're trying to get at? Okay, so you can message them to Kate on Messenger, Kate, or you can, right there. That's the best way to do it. TPS program at gmail.com. TPS program at gmail.com. So that is a way that you can get that there. And ta-da! That's a way that you can get that to us, and it would be helpful. So that's that. In the last bit of housekeeping issues that I need to take care of, it's completely my fault. We were supposed to be doing an interview this evening with a candidate for Congress called Robbie Slaughter. But I completely spaced it. And with everything else that's going on, I thought it was after the Rainwater deal. I thought I had scheduled it for after. So I'm going to be working with him to reschedule that. We also have a candidate that is running for... man, I don't know what district he is running for. Let me see if I can find this out here real quick. Yeah, right here we go. Andrew is he's running for U.S. Senate. Andrew Horning. Andrew Horning. Horning. And he messaged us on Saturday and said, is there any chance we could get on the spotlight? I'm a Libertarian candidate for U.S. Senate, the author of Relighting the Torch. So he's been a Libertarian voice throughout the state of Indiana for some time, and we'll try and get him on here coming up soon. So it's going to be interesting next couple of days and weeks as we do some different things, live streams with the debates and the town hall. I'm really, really hoping the town hall goes off well, smooth, without a hitch. I think it's going to be a great time. I always love the time that we get to spend with Rainwater. I always love when we are able to give him a platform and be part of his message and getting that out to people, because Rainwater is just there's a lot of people that I have been friends with or have supported, and people that I've supported that I've not really cared for as human beings. Rainwater is just one of those people that win, lose, or draw, he is a good person and is somebody that I just really, really I love to talk with Rainwater, and I like to help people hear him because he's just a good person all the way around. So Victoria Sparks will be at the Tea Party Thursday night. Miss Sparks was at the Muncie City Hall tonight at 6 p.m. She did a town hall there, and I was quite surprised that they did not live stream that. I don't know why they did. I mean, I get why they didn't live stream it, because it wasn't specifically a Muncie event. But I don't know. I thought about setting it up to live stream, but I just thought, yeah, toss it. I'm not a big Sparks fan, so it is what it is. She was in Muncie and apparently toured some of the bigger hot spots around Muncie, and was able to see how wonderful things are. And I was like, what? How wonderful are things in Muncie? So it is what it is. What about Sparks' gun charge? Man, I've heard about it. The interesting take there is she is a very disciplined person, and the scuttlebutt that I've heard is there are people saying they don't believe that was her doing, that maybe somebody that worked with her that is unhappy with her because she is there are stories of her being extremely difficult to work with. There are more than a couple stories floating around that somebody did that to her to kind of get her back for being an a-hole, which, look, I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily a good way to deal with it. Like, don't work for them, quit, yell at them, cuss them out, do whatever you want. But yeah, I don't know. That's a strange thing. Yeah, that whole deal with what she did in the last election was just very, very peculiar. I don't know. Very, very, very strange. Okay, so a couple big things tonight as I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, what I wanted to talk about this evening. There's not a whole lot. One of the main reasons that we weren't here last night, obviously Sunday night. One of the main reasons we were not here was I was working with the Rumble things behind the scenes, working on doing what we needed to do to get Rumble up and running when we go live, and doing all of that and doing like tests and things. The other thing, honestly, is there's not been a whole lot, over the weekend. There wasn't a whole lot. I didn't have much to talk about. There's obviously crazy amounts of things going on at the national level, and I just thought, things are getting ready to get so crazy, and there's a little bit of a lull in the action, so I'll continue working on the Rumble thing, and we will do that. So so there are a couple of things that I'm going to be talking about that we're also going to be looking at this week. But to get started right up front, I did not know that this was happening. I didn't find out about this until this morning, but the big thing for today was that Elon Musk was going to be doing a Twitter, I can't say it the other way, X Spaces. So it's Twitter Spaces, which I really don't know anything about. Twitter Spaces is a place on Twitter where you can go and do live audio broadcasting. So it's kind of like a live podcast on Twitter. Now, we stream to Twitter. So this feed that you're watching right now, you could go on Twitter /X, and you could go to the Political Spotlight at Bilbrey Live, and you could watch this feed right now on my Twitter, on our Twitter page. And it will be there after tonight. People can go there and you can watch it in replay, repeat, whatever. Well, they have a section called Live on X, and Trump was supposed to be on with Elon Musk. They said it wasn't going to be like an interview more than it was just going to be a conversation. There was not going to be video because they don't have the capability to do that video, that two-way video like Facebook has or like Instagram has. They just haven't done that yet. So it was just going to be like their little head and the audio back and forth. And it was supposed to start at 8 p.m. I was going to jump on. I was going to watch it. I was going to hit the highlights. And then I was going to go over and talk to you all about that. But, ladies and gentlemen, wow, wait a minute. So that's what's interesting, is Tweety Bird says that she was actually there. So, Tweety Bird, tell me this. Are you telling me that you actually heard Trump and Musk speaking? Because every time I was on, it was doing the thing where it was saying the feed wasn't there and it wasn't allowing you to be there. So that's the big news, the big story of it. It was supposed to start at 8 p.m., but it didn't start. Some people could get in, others couldn't. I was unable to across three different platforms. I was unable to connect. Okay, so GW says that they were there and listening to it, and I guess Tweety Bird was okay. So Benny has it on now. I was watching a little bit of him. And so basically what happened in the 8 p.m. hour, 8 p.m. Eastern, was the show had been hit, the X platform, that's what they are saying, had been hit with a DDoS attack. Elon Musk interview of Trump hit with technical problems on X. And this is from Reuters, says Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump scheduled interview with Elon Musk on the billionaire entrepreneur's social media platform X on Monday evening ran into technical difficulties at the outset, with some users having difficulty accessing the live stream. The site showed that the page was not available shortly after the scheduled start time of 8 p.m. Eastern. For some users, though, more than 115,000 people appeared to have joined successfully. So we have a couple people here who, at least during that time, had apparently been able to join. Minutes before the event was due to start, Musk posted that he was holding conversation with Trump, not an interview, adding nobody is quite themselves in an interview, so it's hard to understand what they are really like, which is something I have said from the very get-go. When you do a 5 or 10 minute long radio interview or candidate interview, people really aren't themselves. You really need a long format conversation. That's what's so important with Joe Rogan. Even though periodically he's bizarre and weird and gets off on these weird tangents, Rogan, what he does is so important because his episodes are 2.5, 3.5 hours long. It's a conversation. And in that time, you do get a sense of what someone is over that period of time, because it's kind of hard to keep up the facade for that long. So, that's, I tend to like longer format, especially in interviews. The event was a fresh opportunity for Trump to seize the limelight at a time when his campaign is facing new headwinds. His Democratic rival for the November 5th election, Vice President Kamala Harris, has erased Trump's lead in opinion polls. Those are opinion polls, and energized Democratic voters with a series of high-energy, quote-unquote, high-energy rallies. Harris's momentum could get another boost from the Democratic National Convention next week in Chicago, which is something that we will also be watching here. Trump returned to X on Monday morning for the first time in a year, posting a video highlighting his claim without evidence that 4 criminal prosecutions he faces are politically motivated. He quickly followed with a half dozen other posts, reviving an account that served as a main method of communication in previous campaigns and his 4 years in the White House, including his followers' January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Again, these are their words, I'm just reading. Trump's last X message before Monday was posted on August 2023, appealing for donations and showing a mugshot after he was booked at an Atlanta jail in relation to felony charges tied to his attempts to overturn his 2020 election defeat in Georgia. Trump's access to his account at Real Donald Trump was restored a month into Musk's ownership of X after being suspended by the platform's previous owners following the attacks on January 6th, citing concerns he would incite violence. Trump frequently posts on his Truth Social platform, which was launched in February 2022, but his posts there reach a much smaller audience than on X. The interview on Musk's social media platform would have allowed, or is currently allowing, apparently, Trump to reach a different audience than the conservative faithful who attend his rallies and watch the interviews on Fox News. However, similar events on other platforms have been plagued by technical problems. Am I going to do some system scaling tests tonight and tomorrow in advance of a conversation? Musk wrote, am going to do, that's weird. Am going to do some system scaling tests tonight and tomorrow in advance of the conversation. Musk wrote on the platform formerly known as Twitter ahead of the event. Some X users also reported seeing advertisements pop up supporting Trump. X and the Trump campaign did not immediately respond to requests for information on whether there had been a pro-Trump ad buy. Advertisers have fled X since Musk bought it in 2022. X earlier this month sued Global Advertising Alliance and several major companies, accusing them of unlawfully conspiring to boycott the site and causing it to lose revenue. So that's that. And then a lot of people were saying, well, wait a minute, what is a DDoS attack? And while I can tell you, as you all are aware, I am here and I have a microphone and I have a soundboard and all of that crap. I am not a techie. So while I am aware of some things with what I am due, I have no idea what a DDoS attack is. So I had to look this up. What is DDoS attack? Flagged by Elon Musk that hit Donald Trump interview. Elon was set to interview Donald Trump this morning. Hold on a second. Was set to interview Trump this morning, making his return to X ahead of the U.S. presidential elections due in November. Tech billionaire Elon Musk has flagged a massive DDoS attack on X that disrupted the airing of the interview with the former President Donald Trump. Musk was set to interview Trump, marking his return to the microblogging platform. Let me get this thing out here. Worst case, the Tesla chief said the platform would allow only a small number of live listeners and later post the conversation online. There appears to have been a massive DDoS attack on X, working on shutting it down. Worst case, we will proceed with a smaller number of live listeners and then post the conversation later. Let's see here. They missed the scheduling timing. It says, what is a DDoS attack? DDoS stands for Distributed Denial of Service Attack, that disrupts a targeted server or network's normal traffic by flooding the target or its surrounding infrastructure with internet traffic. Cybersecurity firm Fortinet has termed it a cyber crime. DDoS attack means distributed denial of service attack, and it's a cybercrime in which an attacker floods a server with internet traffic to prevent users from accessing connected online services and sites, according to the firm. A DDoS attack uses multiple compromised computer systems as sources of attack traffic, and the exploited machine could include computers and other network resources, reads the explainer by IT Service Management Cloudflare. So that seems like that. To me, it almost seems like at the same time, it is also hurt just by the number of people that were attempting to get on and log on at the same time. It seems like any time that you attempt to have something that major and you have that many people logging on, you're automatically going to bog the system down. On top of that, if you have something like this occur and you have someone do this DDoS attack, you're just sure that there's going to be problems. And so that's apparently what it is. So they're saying that it is now on Spaces. So what I will probably do, because I've never been one, I don't like getting in on the middle of something. What I'll probably do is once it's all gone, once it's all done, I will go back, listen to it. And if it's something that's major and worth listening, we can always record it and put it on as a static video. Or if we need to listen to it later in the week, we can break it down and listen to it if you guys are interested in that. Give me a second. Back on the page here. Let me get some of these comments. Let's see here. So that is it for the Trump Musk show. We will we'll see what goes on with that, and once it's up, I will take a listen to it, and we'll see if we need to listen to it here or not. I'm going to wait until the Democratic National Convention starts airing on TV, and then I'm going to play the Trump-Musk conversation on repeat continuously until the DNC is done. Okay, so I've got one more national story before we're going to break into some local talk. And I think it is important. In tonight's description, the name of tonight's episode is A Whole Lot of Shakin' Going On. I was listening to some music and I thought, all right, I'll call it that. So the description says, it's Monday night, and although we had an extra night off last night, we are back at it, hitting the ground running. Let's roll. It seems like the same description, and I hate this because so often the same description could be posted for 3 or 4 episodes a week, meaning it's always busy, it's always crazy, and there always appears to be no end in sight. Whole lot of shaking going on. A lot is happening. This 260th episode will be more like a breaking news kind of a stream with a stream of thought. We're just going to talk about several different things, as I've mentioned the Musk and Trump interview, and we talked about that. We're also going to be talking about how we can trust what we see, really, and what we hear from this point forward. So for those of you that are interested in the big pictures that have been being a big topic of discussion this weekend, we're going to talk about that here in a second. From there, we're going to move into local race for Delaware County Circuit Court 2 judge. It's heating up. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. And then we're going to end off with some Muncie stuff and a look ahead at the remainder of this week. So that's kind of where we've been. So let me get this pulled up here. I think we're also being hit with a DDoS attack. That's what I'm going to say every time things are running wonky. Give me a second here, and I'll get this pulled up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, right here. So I want to take a look at what we're seeing here, and I want to show you a couple pictures here. Give me just 1 second as I get this loaded here. Kate, I'm going to send you a couple pictures. There's one. Okay. Here's the second. Oh, yeah, right here. Okay. All right. So, obviously, I want to talk about these pictures that has anyone used the AI order system at Taco Bell drive-thru? Shit is great. What is that? What is the AI order system at Taco Bell? You just pull up and it knows what you want ahead of time? You don't even have to ask? I've never heard of such a thing. That's nuts. Okay, so these pictures that everyone has been talking about since, I guess, Thursday or Friday. It definitely picked up over this weekend. And I'm going to tell you, the whole AI thing creeps me out. Just absolutely creeps me out. And I just, like, it floors me that, okay, I'm going to show you a picture here, and I want to try to get a consensus. I know that we've got people on here that are Republicans. I know that we have people on here that are Democrats. I know that we have people on here that support Trump and that don't support Trump and support Kamala and don't support Kamala. And I promise we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, and we're going to get into local politics. I just want to talk about these pictures. And I, in my opinion, I'm coming at this from both sides of this. To me, this is not a Republican Democrat thing. This is a human thing. And this is, like, I expect better than this from both sides. And I think that we are in real trouble when this, let me show you this. So this is the first picture that I saw when I heard anything about this. This is the very first picture that I saw when I heard about this. Okay, and so what they're wanting us to believe is that this is a crowd at a Harris Walls event. Okay. First and foremost, you can tell, I'm sorry, you can tell that this is not a picture. You can tell that this is not I took this with my picture, with my cell phone, or with my Canon or my Nokia. or that a professional photographer took. This is definitely a virtual reality, even if you don't want to say it's virtual reality. But number one, look at this dude here. Look at this guy. All right. First of all, this woman looks kind of like a mix between a human and, oh no, it's this one, a human and a cat. All right. This woman looks like a human and a cat. This person, what's going on here with, why does he have 4 arms? Is he sitting on a child or sitting on his wife? Or does he literally have 4 arms or 3 arms? He has this arm, which his one arm is coming over and grabbing, and then he has these arms down here. All right. Look at this guy's tongue. Look at this guy's face. That's the number one thing about, look at this guy back here. Is this JD Prescott? This is amazing. JD Prescott is here in the crowd at this at the look at this. This is nuts. So, and this is exactly where we are with AI. In 4, 5, 6 years, AI will be able to make an image of a person and we won't be able to tell. I truly believe that they will be able to do that. But currently, right now, AI still has trouble with noses, with eyes, and with fingers. All right. Look, not only does this guy have 3.5 or 4 arms, but he's got like 9 fingers on this one hand. I'm sorry. That's not a real picture. So if that is not a real picture, if this is not a real picture, all right, you gotta ask yourself. If you zoom in real close, there's a guy cooking trunk shrimp. If you got to ask yourself, if this is not a real picture, then what's the point of it? Tweety Bird, send me any AI picture of Trump you want, if you want to send me. This is not, see, this is the thing. This is the thing that I can't get to. I cannot get behind. I cannot, this is the thing that I cannot wrap my mind around, man. This does not have to be your candidate bad, my candidate bad. We don't have to poke each other in the eye. We can say that they're all bad. We can say it's all bad if you want it to be. Send me a picture of an Trump AI, and I'll put it on the screen and I'll bitch about it. I've got no problem doing that. Okay, tell me then this should be an easy task. Tell me, Google it on your phone and tell me the words to Google, and I will do it. And I'll pull it up right now. Tell me how to find it, and I will find it. And I'll bitch at Trump just the same. Let's look at it. I mean, I'll look into those in just 1 second. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, so real quick, before let's not get too far down the rabbit hole. First of all, Tweety Bird, answer me this. I'm not saying you're wrong. First, is that picture that I just showed you, the picture where it looked like they were in the ball diamond, is that a real picture or was that a fake picture? Number 2, is this a real picture or is this a fake picture? I'm willing to say that you're right, but I need you to answer this. Is this a real picture or is this a fake picture? We need a place to start, a starting point. The picture that we're looking at now, is this real or is it fake? I'm doing both. I'm doing both sides. That's what I'm asking you. I don't understand. No. Wait. Before we do that, let's take one thing at a time. Is this real or is this fake?
Listen, I Googled Trump AI photos of crowds.
Yeah.
And all that comes up is fact checkers saying that Trump falsely accuses Harris of AI photos of her crowd. That's what comes up.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready to bitch at Trump. Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm saying, how can we trust at this point? How can we trust anything we see ever again? Media is running with these pictures. Good God. Listen to what I'm saying. This to me is not a Republican Democrat thing. This is not a Trump Harris thing. This is the media are running with these pictures. The media is running with these pictures. How can we trust anything ever again? Look at this. Look at this. Here's the same crowd. Where are they at in the reflection of this airplane? Where are they at? You know, I was at the Muncie airport when Vice President Pence flew in. And they specifically would not let people out there. You had to be checked and they had to go over. There is no way they would let this large of a... I don't even know what the point of this picture is. This is stupid. Like, I can understand faking a picture in a stadium. This looks like the Afghanistan withdrawal. Yeah. I just, man. And for those of you that are listening to this, that are not watching the video, we are obviously on screen looking at various pictures. You're just going to have to click on the link of this episode and put this up. Wait a minute. Tweety Bird, though, you're not answering my question. Let's try this one thing at a time. I'm not pointing fingers, and first of all, can we say, are any of these pictures, are these pictures true or false? Like, we can approach this. Look, I used to be a cop. Let's approach this like an investigation. All right. So let's remove all. I'm not Alva. I'm not Stumblefoot. I'm not Kate. I'm me, and I'm telling you right now with my voice, I don't have anybody bad in mind, and I'm gonna go where the questions and where the evidence leads. So the first thing is, I'm asking as an investigator, are these pictures true? You're going to have to give me more. So you're saying they're false pictures. You're saying the pictures are not true. None of these pictures that we've showed are true. They're all false. So we can all agree that, I mean, that's we're on that starting point. So they were okay. All right. Starting point number one, they're all false. Now, question number two. Who's responsible for these pictures? Are we saying that the Harris campaign or someone connected to the Harris campaign have put these out? Or that supporters of the Harris campaign have put these out? Or are we saying, or are we saying that Trump or the Trump campaign or supporters of the Trump campaign put these out? So A is, I don't know what that means. I didn't ask that. I didn't ask what is that in reference to? Okay, now my problem is the media is now pushing this forward. So if the media is pushing this forward, how can we ever trust the media? You ask who did these, and you're saying basement dwellers and high schoolers. Okay. So then why is the media running with this? Why is the media saying no? If that's the case, if that's the truth, yeah, no, amazingly, people here are real people. I don't know. It's amazing to me. All right, now I want to know, because listen, I'm not a big fan. ABC, Trump falsely claims the Harris campaign used AI after photo of crowd. A Harris campaign official says the photos were not modified in any way. That's ABC News. I mean, I don't know how does it get any more real than that? I'm getting ready to play the link here in 1 second. Let me play this here. What specific link? I don't have the link. Let me see if I got the link on me. Look right here. A Harris campaign official said the photo was not modified by AI in any way. So, if we have, sorry, you can't see it. There it is. ABC News. Trump falsely claims Harris campaign used AI to alter photo of crowd size. And to that, a Harris campaign official said the photo was not modified by AI in any way. And to that, if Kelsey Walsh didn't say, wait a minute, then I don't understand how Kelsey Walsh still has a job. And are we talking about the link of the airplane landing? Hold on, I'm off page. I'm looking for this. Trying to get it past this advertisement on this link. Give me 1 second here. We're gonna get through 6 seconds of an ad. Okay. Damn it. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Kate, can you put that up on the screen? Let me go down here. I hate when it does that. Okay. So again, I mean, there are a handful of people there. I just don't. I mean, surely you can see a handful of people. You just don't see them in the again in the reflection of the airplane. Here's a car. There's a couple people. All right, now it takes you out of here, and it takes you to a hangar where there are some people. Now watch what happens here. Okay. Try to go back here. Damn it.
Net credit
The
is
commercial.
Yes.
I don't know. I look at that and all I can think is that is a Secret Service nightmare. A crowd that close to the plane with your candidate up on top. And after what just happened with Trump.
Yeah, it's real weird that they would want that. Okay,
Yeah,
here we are.
it doesn't make sense.
I wish it would quit doing that. Okay. So now let's look at go back to this picture here. Robbie, do you happen to have a link? If somebody has a link, send me a link. Somebody send me a link if there's a link separate from that one. The other problem is when you Google all of this stuff, it's not like we're getting, like, because they mess with Google so much. So photos of Trump crowds. Yeah, man. I can't type in anywhere and get AI picture of Trump picture faked. Like any if you type those words in to Google or even Bing in any way, like all you get are these ads or these pictures. Okay. Let's look here. Hold on here a second. Let's see here. By campaign staffer. Pictures. Okay, so ABC is saying that there are pictures sent by ABC staff. I'm getting some. Okay. So let me see if I can show you this. Give me 1 second. Stand by. What was that? Then okay. All right. Let me. He's sent here to. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna send these to you, Kate, and see. I'm gonna ask if we think that there's a difference in these pictures. I told you this would be as we go along. I apologize for the delay here. All right. I just sent you 2 pictures there, Kate, if you can put those in. All the cars disappear. The plane tail behind's in a different spot. Where... Yeah. I don't know. You're in the chat. You can go to the videos I already provided. There are a dozen clips that show the plane, the hangar, the crowd. Okay. Let me see here. All right. So... this picture here, I know, I don't understand why. I'm having trouble getting, Kate, did you... I think she's on the phone. Give me a second here. Okay, so here's picture 1. This is what's being claimed as the AI. And then here is what they're claiming is real pic. Now, are we seeing much of a difference? To me, this just looks elevated, and the people here are darkened. I'm not seeing much of a difference between these 2 pictures. The other thing that people are talking about is the airplane not having numbers on the airplane tail, not having numbers. Although I can tell you on Air Force One, I know that it has numbers, but I have, if you Google I've seen pictures of Air Force Two without from other pictures of Air Force Two without numbers. Let me go see. He's saying that he left links in the chat. I'm trying to get. I guess he means in the live chat of this feed. Let me try to get to that real quick because I for some reason can't get them from where we're actually at. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Let me see where he's put them. What chat did you put them in, Robbie? And you mean in the YouTube chat that you're actually talking in right now? All right. I'm going to have to find these, and
He said he's going to text them to you. I don't know if you're tracking in the comments or not.
Yeah, I can't
I
find
haven't seen anything for a link that he's put up, so he said he's going to text them to you.
Okay, I see this now here. Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right. Hopefully this will do it. And then we're going to get on to what's going on with this judge race. The whole AI thing, man, that's the problem is I see Waldo. Okay, here we go. Make your day. Why can't we hear her?
Contrast that with Trump and Vance. All right, this is the aftermath of the Detroit rally. Harrison Walls somewhere in there. I just wanted to show you a little bit of what this looks like. This is an airport hangar at the Detroit airport, and this was totally full up until a few minutes ago. There is Air Force Two, as you can see. Now, the campaign says that about 15,000 people attended this rally. There were 12,000 in Wisconsin earlier today and 14,000 in Philly. What you're really hearing is a compare and contrast. Harrison Walls saying that they're the ones who are looking forward and they're the ones who are going to serve all Americans. They're trying to contrast that with Trump and Vance. Walls also points out what he sees as the joy in Harris, both for the job as well as for campaigning. And he leans into the "they're weird" refrain that he's been doing. The polls are incredibly tight. Wisconsin shows a dead heat, and all of the swing states are going to be a battle. Harris herself notes that she's the underdog. So it'll be very interesting to see how the next 3 months unfold, but I hope you're doing this tour of America with me.
Oh, girls just wanna have get out like Papa John.
Okay. All right, here they are coming down. I want that guy in the pink who's like totally doing a slow spin of everybody. Like that's my kind of guy. Mm-hmm. All right, so there's a video showing from deep within inside the hangar. That's a large crowd. So there you go. I don't know. I mean, to me, that shows large crowd. I don't know. I don't think one crowd's going to make or break one way or another. I think that does show a large crowd there. I don't know. It is what it is. You know, and that's I didn't see any red giants. And look, at the end of the day, could both things be true as well? Absolutely. Could there be pictures that are showing large crowd, and could they double that crowd? Like, look, for example, I'm going to show you this picture that I show here of the family, of the Delaware County family. Okay. This picture is doubled. I doubled this picture, not for a nefarious reason, not to make it look like there were more people, but just to fill the picture out. Like, I don't even know if you can see. Man, I really hit it pretty well. I'm trying to see where you can see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can see this girl here with the yellow that's reaching over. She's spun around. She's over here. You see how the man in the hat, here's her head and here's the hat, and here's her head and here's the hat, and here's the red head, and here's the red hat, and here's the red hat, and here's a red giant, and here's a red giant. I doubled that picture long ago for that, and the only reason I did that was just to kind of show you can't really see any of these people, and I'm not like, look how many people the family have. I did this just for a stupid picture on our overlay here, just for this, the Delaware County Republican, the family picture. So, you know, shit like that happens for various reasons. And then you've got to think about who runs with those and what they do with them. So it's all perspective. My main thing is, man, you just got to be careful what you take in. And the number one thing is you have to be willing to break it down and look at it from several different sources. You've got to be able to look at it from the right source and the left source and whatnot. Now, that being said, I still have not found anything where it's said that there have been AI photo Trump pictures. If someone can send those to me, you know how to send them to me. Matter of fact, Tweety Bird, you just emailed me. So if you can email me those pictures, email me the pictures. Nobody knows who you are. No one will ever know who you are. No one will know who any of you people are that don't want to be known. Send me the pictures. I'll look at them. I'm not opposed, or I'm not against or opposed or for whatever, looking or not looking at anything. I'll take information from everybody. So send it to me. Okay. Moving on from there, before we wrap up from here, I do have to talk about this. This is very important. Oops, not this. We've already talked about that. The Delaware County Circuit Court 2 race is this was me, is cooking, and it's getting hot, and it's getting ready to get much more crazier. I know that there are a lot of people. This just must be one of those nights, the Trump Harris thing, and that's got people all hot in the comments. I know that there are people that are watching this that do not agree with my choice to support Andrew Ramirez over Kim Dowling. But I'm going to tell you, I have and know of personal experiences with Kim Dowling. I have witnessed her as a former police officer, as a former working in the prosecutor's office. I am fully aware of the importance of a judge on the bench, what their job is, what their job is not, what they're supposed to be doing, what they're not supposed to be doing. And I'm telling you just personally, I cannot deal with 6 more years of Dowling. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. Unfortunately, the time has passed for a third option that would have had to have happened sometime in July. So unfortunately, we are out of the mix for that. That being said, there's one thing that I want to bring forward to people's attention and let people see, let people know if people didn't know. And it's just, it's not the end all be all. It really doesn't mean anything one way or another, really on anything, but this is something that you in your mind can look at. Let me see here. Let me get this pulled up. Entire screen. Okay, hide. Let me pull this up. Let me see if this works like this. I don't know which way this will best work. If this works. Why are you against her reelection? Because, damn it. There we are. Hold on. I've got the spinning ball of death. Give me a second. I am against her reelection because she has been horrible as a judge. She has been horrible for the victims. I truly believe in when our justice system works, and it's flawed, but it's what we've got. And when it works, and when a person goes to jury trial and is tried and is found guilty, and when a sentencing is placed upon someone, specifically someone that hurts children, is sexual deviant, is someone who is a murderer, I believe in them serving the sentence. And I feel like there is a major issue with her just being really, really, really heavy bleeding heart liberal and saying, okay, we'll let you out. We'll let you out. We'll let you out. More than any other judge in Delaware County. Hell, there's a case today, just today that I sent to a friend of mine and was talking about. And this was from back in 1991. Delaware County slaying victims kin told the convicted killer, "You have devastated our family." And listen, put yourself in the shoes of this person. More than 3 decades after a brutal slaying, the relative of an Eaton man, Daniel Nelson Barker, on Friday let his convicted killer know how she felt about the homicide. "You devastated our family," Mary Barker, sister-in-law of homicide victim, told Matthew Stidham, who was 17 when he participated in the robbery and slaying of Daniel Barker in February of 1991. Testimony at Stidham's trial indicated the 31-year-old Barker was beaten and stabbed 47 times. He was beaten. They beat him. Steal his shit and move on. Beat him and then leave. But that wasn't good enough. Stab him. All right, they stabbed him once. You beat him, you stabbed him. Steal his shit and move on. But that wasn't enough. So they stabbed him twice. All right, so you beat him and you stabbed him, and then you took the knife out and you stabbed him a second time, but that wasn't enough. So they stabbed him for a third time. They stabbed him for a fourth time. They stabbed him for a fifth time. They stabbed him for a sixth time, and for a 47th time. All right, you beat this man and you've stabbed him 47. Listen, I don't know if any of you here have looked at what a human body looks like when it's stabbed 47 times. I've seen that. I can tell you what a human body looks like that is stabbed 40 some times. I can tell you. And it's something that make you not sleep again. Have a hard time sleeping. Okay? They stabbed him. But that wasn't enough. So then they threw him in a river. Okay? Stidham, now 51, remains incarcerated for the resulting murder, robbery, and criminal confinement convictions. He was in Muncie on Friday for the latest hearing stemming from his pursuit of a sentence modification that would allow an early release. Delaware County Prosecutor Eric Hoffman on Friday presented the testimony of Mary Barker, widow of Daniel Barker's brother, Benjamin, who died in 2022. Asked by the prosecutor whether she objected to a reduction of Stidham's sentence, Mary said yes, she did, and then directed her comments to Stidham. "Because you killed our brother," she said, "and you need to do the time. You made the decision." Barker said her feelings were not changed by testimony about how Stidham's work as a fire chief while in the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City or earning of college degrees. Earlier in the hearing, Stidham's sister said she had a house for him in East Muncie, available for her brother to live in should he be released from prison. She said that a residence had everything that he would need to start a new life. Stidham also testified describing his training and work as fire protection at the state prison, including past several years as the facility's fire chief. The former Delaware County resident said he was hesitant to claim that he deserved an early release. Okay, I like that. "I've done things while incarcerated for someone to give that consideration. He's also done things like stabbing a man 47 times after beating him and throwing him in a river that would give someone pause in consideration. Stidham said he understood if he failed in his efforts to lead a crime-free life after being released, would be letting those down. So listen, he's even saying this, that he doesn't know if he can live a crime-free life. Listen to what he says. Stidham said, I understand if I fail in my efforts to lead a crime-free life after being released, I'll be letting those people that supported me in my efforts down. What? Like, if I was the judge, I would say, I don't need to hear any more. No shit. I understand the weight of that responsibility, he goes on. Judge Kim Dowling gave Hoffman and Stidham's attorney 21 days to submit their proposed findings of fact. After this conviction, Stidham was sentenced to 138 years in prison by then Judge Richard Daley. In 2020, the Indiana Supreme Court, which had upheld Stidham's conviction, so the Supreme Court had upheld Stidham's convictions and sentence in 1994, reduced his prison term, though, however, by 50 years. The panel said it was reinforcing the basic notion that juveniles are different from adults when it comes to sentencing and generally less deserving of the harshest punishment. In 2016, Dowling tried to make changes to Stidham's sentence that would have made him eligible for nearly immediate release. She wanted to do this in 2016. However, the Indiana Court of Appeals, thank God, ruled that she did not have the authority to reduce his sentence. Changes in state law since then apparently would now make sentence modification possible. So in 21 days, we'll know. You want me to make a prediction? In 21 days, she will let him out. 21 days. When's 21 days? 21 days from when? When did this happen? Friday? Okay. So. Hmm? 16, 17, 18, 19. Tuesday, the 10th of September. And I'm not counting weekends and I'm not counting Memorial Day. So on Tuesday night, we'll know. The 30th. Wait, did you counted weekends though or something? So the bottom line, listen, here's the thing. I don't like Oh, okay. So now I have not heard this. I imagine I can look into this, but I am being contacted by someone loosely connected to the situation that said that there's a possibility that this crime was a hate crime because possibly could be considered that because the victim either was or someone had thought that the victim was gay. And so my question would be, if that's known, if that would be known, if people knew that, if Dowling knew that, would her decision be different? That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. So, look, I'm just saying, Dowling has had a long history of this, and I know that I fall on the opposite side of a lot of people in Delaware County. I know that there's a lot of, I'm going to tell you right now, if I was the victim of a crime, if God forbid, my mother was a victim of a crime, if a family member was a victim of a crime, if a son or daughter was a victim of a crime, there is no one on this earth that I would want prosecuting that case other than Eric Hoffman. I know a lot of people don't like Eric. People used to not care, didn't say anything about Eric. The reason people all of a sudden knew Eric became a name was because of all of these pop-up to catch a predator type of things. Because people would say that Eric wasn't doing things to protect those that were being preyed upon because he did not want to work with the catch a predator people, the people that popped up doing that. I did a whole in-depth look at this. Matter of fact, I interviewed the Muncie people, the Muncie, Indianapolis people that did that on Perception is Reality. We did a 2-part episode where I talked about it, I looked into it, I interviewed them, and then I talked about it. And I can get all into that. I can get all into that at a later date. But I back Eric's reasoning why he does what he does and he says what he says about that. And I understand it's hard for people to understand that. But we can get into that at another time. We're almost out of here. That being said, Dowling, I don't know why she does this. I don't understand why she's like one of the only judges in Delaware County that she's let out more people than any of the other judges in Delaware County, to my knowledge. We don't have hate crimes in the state of Indiana, to my knowledge, unless that's changed in the last 2 or 3 years. Murder's murder. I don't think there's an enhancement. I don't think there's enhancement for being black or enhancement for being gay or a woman or handicapped. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look into that deeper, but I don't think that's correct.
Indiana, 2019, they stripped a bill that would made hate crimes a thing here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So
they looked into doing that.
They looked into doing it, but they stripped them from the bill. So
went to prison for what kind of a hate crime?
That may have been the motive behind the crime.
Yeah,
there's not a category.
There's not a category of hate crime
in Indiana. So, I mean, that may have been the motive for the crime, but there's not an enhancement for hate crime like there is in a lot of other states.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. I want to show you this real quick before we roll. And this doesn't show it very well. I'm trying to do it this way instead. Try to do it this way. Give me a second here. Take this down. Let me add this up. Oops, no. Let me remove this from the studio. Let me stop this, and then let me do it like this. Yeah, like this. This is good. Okay, this shows you. I'm going to go off screen for a second. Kim Dowling campaigning with former disgraced county treasurer and convicted criminal. April 14th, 2014, prosecuting attorney files 3 infraction counts against Delaware County Treasurer John Doerr. Count 1, failure to follow the directions of the state examiner. Count 2, failure to keep accounts as directed. And count 3, interference with State Board of Accounts examiner and a motion to remove Doerr from office. February 23rd, 2015, John Doerr pled guilty and was convicted of count 1, failure to properly deposit public funds, a Class D felony, pursuant to IC Code 3552.7b. The court entered judgment of conviction as a Class A misdemeanor. February 23rd, 2015, John Doerr admitted to count 1, failure to follow the directions of state examiner, count 2, failure to keep accounts as directed, and count 3, interference with State Board of Accounts examiner. By operations of law, the Doerr immediately forfeited his office as treasurer of Delaware County. Why would a judge campaign for office with a convicted criminal and disgraced former county treasurer who had to be removed from office? Here we see Judge Dowling here with John Doerr here. Friends of Kim Dowling post. Friends of Kim Dowling. Judge Dowling spent a chilly day with friends at the Indianapolis Colts game. Such a great game. Here we see Judge Dowling and John Doerr. Doerr enters guilty plea, ousted as treasurer. Here we see Doerr in Judge Dowling truck, Doerr in a Dowling shirt. We see the Dowling team with Doerr flanked on her left. We see Doerr and Dowling. Doerr enters plea, guilty, ousted as treasurer. John Doerr entered a Madison County courtroom on Monday morning as Delaware County treasurer. When he left the courtroom through a side door about 30 minutes later, Doerr's 6-year stint as treasurer was over, and he had a criminal conviction over his now acknowledged mishandling of public funds. The 51-year-old Muncie man pled guilty to one of the 47 criminal charges filed against him last April, most of them alleging that he had violated state law by failing to deposit money within 1 business day of the receipt. The charge Doerr pled guilty to claimed that he had failed to make timely deposits on county money 44 times between April 2009 and last October. It is true, sir, Special Judge Dennis Carroll, in whose Madison Circuit Court 6 courtroom Monday hearing was held, asked Doerr. It is, sir, then treasurer responded in a clear and unwavering voice. How do you plead? Asked the judge. Guilty, Doerr said. Carroll accepted the terms of the plea agreement that called for a Class D felony conviction to be reduced to a misdemeanor status. Doerr was then sentenced to 3 days and already spent in Delaware County Jail last April. The remaining 46 charges were dismissed. The judge then turned his attention to documents that settled a lawsuit also filed in April. Delaware County Prosecutor Jeffrey Arnold's office seeking Doerr's ouster from office. Doerr also admitted the allegations raised in suit, which Arnold, Chief Deputy Trial Prosecutor Eric Hoffman, cited state audits for 2010 through 2012. They said documents continuing and pervasive instances of nonfeasance by the treasurer. Doerr admitted to 3 infractions: failure to follow the directions of the state examiner, failure to keep accounts as directed, and interference with State Board of Accounts examiner. The element of the plea agreement called for Dorr to immediately forfeit his office as treasurer of the Delaware County. He also agreed to never again seek or hold public office that is subject to audit by the Indiana State Board of Accounts. Once I sign this, Carroll said, the defendant, you are no longer treasurer of Delaware County. I understand that, Dorr responded. A copy of the plea agreement reflects it was signed by Arnold Dorr and his attorney, Pamela Buchanan, on January 30th. The outset of Monday's hearing, Muncie attorney Ralph Dowling withdrew as Dorr's attorney in the civil case. At the hearing's end, Dowling, who in one pretrial motion referred to the charge against his client as draconian, hugged the now former treasurer. So, look, I get it. I get being friends with people. I get that people are friends. I understand it. I know that shit happens. And I'm not even, whatever. I'm not even going to shame Dorr. I'm not shaming Dorr. But when you're an elected judge and you're running for re-election, and the weight that office carries and the implications that being judge carries, you just have to understand a little phrase that people sometimes use. Perception is reality. And when it looks bad, it oftentimes, even if it's not, people see it as bad. And I, for one, I have never understood the whole Dorr Dowling campaign shit. I don't understand that. Have him over, drink some beer, play cards, go watch Colts games. Don't use it as campaign fodder. That's insane. Just absolutely crazy. So, just one thing to consider. I know not everybody's on the Ramirez train, and I respect everybody's right to vote the way that you so choose. But I'm on the Ramirez train just because, at least at this point, he can't do any worse. He can't be any worse. Even if he's just the exact same, he will not be worse. And if he is, we'll deal with it. But I just can't see giving her another 6-year term. Keep in mind, judges don't have 4-year terms. So you reelect her, this will be her third 6-year term, man. And I just cannot do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for tonight. Listen, don't just trust one thing. Remember, you gotta do your research. You gotta be willing to look into it. These people are politicians, man. They're gonna lie to you. Your friends that are politicians are gonna lie to you. The people on your team are gonna lie to you. Your Republicans are gonna lie to you. The Democrats are gonna lie to you. You've got to be willing to do the work, and sometimes it hurts, and it is what it is. You got to be willing to let the road take you where it goes. So do that thing. Oh, hey, a big, I completely forgot, because we had all of that crazy shit going on with Trump and Elon Musk at the beginning. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is our 1-year anniversary. I had a whole big thing wrote up about that, and I completely forgot because of that stupid DDoS attack. We have been a program. We have been the political spotlight for 1 whole year. One full year. The political spotlight has been here. Can you believe that? 1 full year. The political spotlight. Myself and Brandon and Kate and all of you, along with this crazy experiment. I feel more at home here than perception is reality. I like this a lot better. I appreciate you guys watching. We're happy that you guys have stuck with us, and we ask that you continue sticking with us and sharing the show. We're going to get things wrong occasionally, but we tell you when we do, and we tell you when we're telling you fact, and we tell you when we're telling you our thoughts and our opinions, and we try to be upfront and honest with you and give you as much information as possible. We're going to talk with you guys coming up. Maybe we'll have Brandon on and we can talk a little bit more about it. But yeah, one full year, 1 year ago today, we came on as the political spotlight, and we still have growing to do and crazy shit coming on. So I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys being here. Listen, please remember, tomorrow at 3 p.m. we will be live streaming the Lieutenant Governor candidate debate tomorrow, Tuesday, August 13th, at 3 p.m. right here on the channel. So be looking for that. We will also be live tomorrow evening, and we will be here. So that is tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here, as always. And then we will be back tomorrow night. Today, obviously, is Monday, the 12th of August, which means we are 224 days without a Basham correspondence. I've got a trick up my sleeve that I'm going to play probably at the end of the week. I'm going to try something, and maybe it will change that up. It would be sad, I guess, at this point, if he responded and we had to stop doing this. It would be what it would be. That would kind of suck if that was the case, but it would be what it would be. So I don't know. But that's that. Oh yeah. I'll be right there, ready to rock and roll at it and ready to roll. So 224 Basham hiding on the floor. Yeah, right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everything. We will see you guys tomorrow, and we will go from there. You guys have a good night. God bless. Take care. And if I can get back up here, goodbye. You know,